Hi Taurus, how are you? Welcome to April. And hey, before we know it, it's your season, Taurus. So get ready. It's your month to get ready. It's your month to get everything in order. So then when May comes, you get to enjoy it. You get to just be pampered because you already done the work and you already done everything. You put everything in place that needs to get put in place. And then May comes, your season comes, and you just get to enjoy everything. But let's see what April has for you and what you have to focus on, what do you have to do in order to, when your time comes, your season comes, you'll be all ready. Okay, so let's see. Beginning of the month, you have the Six of Cups, the Temperance in reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles in reversed. So I think in the beginning of the month for you, and now yet again we still have Mercury in retrograde, but it's in a shadow period till April 5th. And then we also have Venus in Pisces, and I believe that's going to be, it's already happening March 26th up until April 19th. So it's a lot of things that still kind of we're not able to see things clear, we're not being able to balance things where, it's easy for us to really forgive and forget, and then really ask for what you deserve and telling people hey, no, what you did was wrong, so in that sense, I feel like it's going to be, this is where some of this is going to come up for you, and it's going to be something still trickling down from month of March, where it's it's going to make you think where is it in the past, where in March, where is it you didn't put enough effort in, where did you not balance the scale, where did you not put, is it something that you left unsaid, is it something that you still needs your attention, is it something that maybe health-wise you need to address, is it something inside of you that needs to get addressed emotionally, something that maybe you are lacking, or maybe you've been drained by a relationship or by a situation at work, and you just kind of need to take a little breather and then not put any more effort. I think with the Seven of Pentacles, it's really more about trying to find that scale, the balance of also looking on the patterns from your past, but also looking, well, how much have you done in the previous months, right? And I think it's going all the way back from probably last summer, where were all of these efforts worth it, or all of these the time that I spent putting into that, was it worth it? The other thing too, that it might be that maybe you just didn't put enough time, and then that's why everything is coming up for you now, and I think this is more the case where it's yeah, you had fun in the past and then you really weren't paying attention to what needed to get done. So now you're really seeing that affecting different parts of your life. It could be work, it could be home, it could be relationships. But in any case, I feel like there's some sort of imbalance. And look, you have 2 5s right from the bat, and then the Chariot. So there's a lot of changes for you happening, Taurus. And I think, but it's preparing you. It's preparing you for your season. It's really getting you to the point of okay, are you going to be doing the same things, the same old patterns, the same, negative thinking, or whatever the case might be? Are you going to be stuck in the same rut with the same job, with the same jerk as a boyfriend or whatever? Or are you going to make the move, or are you going to make the change? And for some of you, I feel like it's going to be having some unpleasant conversations, with these two. I think it's kind of speaking the truth, but at the same time, somebody's really going to feel left out. Somebody's going to feel hurt. Either way, it's either you or the other person, but I feel like there is going to be a sense of somebody taking advantage of somebody, so I'm not sure quite who in this case, but really be watch how you say things. It's really tone of voice. It's going to be really important this month. So then, we don't really hurt people as much, because like now we're gonna have going, Venus is gonna be going from Pisces into Aries, and it's really not forgiving. You know, like Pisces is really kind and very compassionate and very understanding, but Aries is not. Aries doesn't take no prisoners. You know, like they know what they deserve and they're gonna go for it and they're gonna ask for it. So really be mindful of your tone. Really be mindful of the words you say and how you say things. Don't talk behind anybody's back. And then you also might feel like there is stuff like that happening to you, and it's going to make you feel like regretful. And I think now that I talk more about it, I feel like this is what's going on. I think it's a situation from the past that is really coming up and about for you, and you're just hearing and discovering certain things. People are telling you things about a certain person, or maybe about if it's a job related, you're seeing certain things about your job or certain things about people at your work that you just don't like, and they're really affecting where your headspace is, where you are mentally, and how you are doing your job. But also in personal relationships like friends and love, I feel like for some of you this is going to be that you're going to realize that you put your effort into something that wasn't worth it and wasn't fulfilling you. You know, that wasn't giving you that, because I'm really being attracted by this, and it could be a water sign for a lot of you. You know, that you were like, you're putting so much, but they weren't doing that the same. There was no give and take. There was no balance in that relationship. There was no equality, and then evenness. There was always one person always taking without putting anything, but also like kind of in a way promising you all these nice things, promising things will get better, promising that they'll do things and get things done, and then you'll go there and you'll travel here and blah blah blah. You know, whatever you needed to hear so they can still be in your life. But I feel like now you finally see the truth. Now that the Mercury is no longer in retrograde, I think you're finally seeing them for who they are. You're really, the mask is off, and there's no way to putting it back on, because you already saw the real, true face. You know, and then once you do that, you know, it's going to be rough in the middle of the month, but then once you realize and see things for what they are, I think that you're going to be moving ahead, and you can be like, I'm done with this. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And Taurus, once you make a decision, you just go for it. And this is exactly what this is. You're just going to take, you know, no steps back. You're not going to be looking back. With the 5 of Cups, yeah, it's still kind of dwelling on the past, but you're like, you know, I'm enough of that. I'm not a victim. I'm a winner, and I'm going to be a winner. So you're going to just like switch like that, and you're just going to be moving forward with force and with determination and with confidence. You're like, no, I'm just leaving all of this, what did I say? You're leaving all of this bullshit behind, all of this, like this particular relationship and situation that was just draining you and taking from you without giving you anything back except for empty words and promises. And you're like, I'm done. I am done with this. And you're moving forward, and you're moving like from a 7 to an 8. You're moving, you could be a Leo. You might even meet a Leo. You know, like I keep saying relationships, but it could also be job related. If some of you might be relocating, some of you might be buying a new car. Some of you might be traveling just to get away from the situation. You might just want to have a change of scenery. So for some of you, you might just take a little road trip somewhere, maybe with friends, maybe by yourself. But in any case, I see a lot of movement forward, a lot of movement, not looking back. And it's also like, it's almost like finding that like confidence. You're going to be so surprised of yourself, of like how strong you are. And you're like, how did I let this happen? You know? And then once you do find the strength, oh, it's funny, we have the Ace of Swords, and it's not the first reading that I do that you get the Ace of Swords in reverse, even though we're not in Mercury retrograde anymore. It definitely goes direct. But I think this is more about, because we're going to have 3 planets go in retrograde. We have Jupiter, we have Saturn, and we have Pluto. Pluto is about things coming from the depth, coming to the surface, things that we haven't, that have been hidden, and they're really like putting a light on. So I think some of you might not, because you were dealing with this for so long, I think for some of you Tauruses, you're not going to want to deal with it again. So maybe you're going to like avoid some of those conversations. Maybe you're going to be avoiding talking about it. And maybe for some of you too, it's just being single, it's too much. And or maybe there's going to be a lot of responsibility happening. I know it's a little bit confusing, to be honest, this at the end of the month. Let me pull some clarifiers. And that Page of Wands, I feel there for some of you, I think it's going to be, this is going to be draining you so much that, yeah, you want to get away, you want to have a change of scenery to like really gain your strength, but at the same time, something there is still holding you back. Something there, it's still kind of like, you know, maybe I think it's something to do, maybe you kind of have to put an end to it, like an actual, like have closure, and then the thought of putting closure, maybe that's another thing that's burdening you. But let me pull clarify. Death. Another another pentacle. So I think it's more about, for some of you Taurus, it's like, yet again, we're getting ready for your season, right? We're gonna get, once Aries is done, it's time for you. It's your month. And you know, like in your month, you're such a hard worker, and I think now it's more like a battle of like you wanted to relax before your season starts, because you know you're going to be busy, you know that you're going to be active, even though all you want to do is just enjoy life and then be there and be with your friends and enjoy your friends. And I feel this is where this is going to come from, because you've been in such a go, you know, pace, and with all of the relationship stuff that's been coming up for you in the last couple of months, especially probably since last summer, you know, that you kind of want to change the pace, you want to change the scenery, you want things to just get better, and then really switch for like where it's a bit easier, and you kind of like feel a sense of like, finally I got this under control. And but at the same time, you kind of at the end of the month, even though, yeah, you're ending the cycle, you kind of getting to the end of it, but you still realize that there's something else that needs to be done in order for you to really put like an end to this situation, and like really close the chapter and then move on to a new chapter. Because until that's done, you won't be able to move forward. You won't be able to move forward with like that clear space that you need, and then finding that real true path that you need to be on, you know. So I think this is going to be like some hard work for you this month. You know, it's not going to be pleasant, but you know, like I think with these two, I think it's going to be some really nice, I think for some of you, you might be traveling to like a really, well, first initially I wanted to say to like a beach area, but I see a lot of mountains. I see a lot of high areas, but some of you could be like you want to escape to go to the beach, or for some of you just wanted to take a walk on the beach, and for some of you just being out in nature, going for a hike somewhere. And for others of you, could also be that maybe like this whole relationship situation is going to make you like so determined to not repeat it, that you're really going to find that strength in really making this work and really working towards that change and really closing that chapter. And then for others of you that are single, I think you might be meeting a new person, a Leo probably, at the kind of towards the end of the month. Or maybe you'll find a supportive person in your life that will be there for you and that will back you up, and that will be kind of your right hand, almost like. But in any case, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And let me pull some oracle cards for additional messages and see for each of these rows, what else can we know? What other information can we know about April for you, Taurus? Let's see. So burden, heavy load. Yeah, you know, it's like, it's just being so, and if it's work related, and I think it could be a mixed bag over here. It could be like work and relationships, but if it's just work related, I feel like some of you, it's something again from the past that you've been like, go, 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 and you're like, well, when is this going to change? Where am I going to finally see the rewards of my work, of my labor? You know, and then you kind of like really feeling it now because you're like at the end of your rope, like, you know, like how much can I have in me? But you still have a lot in you left. It's just a matter of like getting the right people on your side, you know, diplomacy and kindness. You know, like once we get out of Venus in Pisces, where people are more inclined to forgive and forget, like I said, go into that second part of the month where it's like Aries, you know, he's very direct, he's very straightforward, he's not polite at all. And it's not that he doesn't want to, it's just he doesn't know how to, and he doesn't understand that how he comes across. So like I said, the tone of voice is going to be really, really, really important for you because there is definitely changes happening. You know, with the Death card, with the 2 5s over here, there's definitely something that's being let go of and it's being processed and it's being addressed, but it's just, it has to be done in a very, very polite way. Like, watch your tone, watch your words, you know, because you want the good people on your side, you want the right people on your side. You don't want to make the whole team angry, you know, like you don't want anybody talking behind your back. So like, watch what you say about them as well, you know, because things have a way of coming around. And with the Chariot too, it's like things come around and you might be surprised from where. And then to end, we have fertility and renewal, which is beautiful. We have family loyalty. It's really been coming up for a lot of the loyalty, you know, for a lot of the signs this month. But again, it's a focus on relationships and like building that trust, building that sense of trust in yourself as well, trust in the people around you, like really filtering out and then sorting who is there to support you, who is there to just talk shit about you, you know, and then finding that strength within you to really move forward and really put in the work. You're at the last 100 feet. Just, you can do it. You can really do it. You can push through this. It's just a little bit left, you know, and then you finally going to see that reward, that fertility, and then that renewal that you've been waiting on. See the horns, you know, it makes it, that's you, that is you, that's your card, you know, you're that strong person that really, there's, you know, and once you put your horns up, watch out, you know, you're like somebody to fear. But you know, you're the one that can do the work. Nobody else can do it for you. And if you want to move forward to a better place, to a space of creation, a space of abundance, a space of happiness and joy, you kind of have to stay your ground, but do it in a really kind way. Do it in, like, you know, sometimes they say you attract more bees with honey than with, yeah, I forgot, but you get the point, right? But yeah, so the reason I was saying with the horns, right, it's like, you know, like once you decide something, once you set your mind onto something, you do it. There's nothing stopping you. So I think this is where, you know, you have to be you, that nobody can stop you, but you also have to be really diplomatic on how you approach things and how you end things too, because there's definitely endings happening for you this month of some sorts. It could be endings of relationships that are there to just take advantage of you. You might be putting it in, finally seeing people that are just gossiping about you, and then all they want to do is just, you know, kind of put, just like, again, take advantage of you, you know, not there for you really to support you and for your own good. But you know, you have to do the work of, like, it might not be easy. You'll find yourself that you might have to carry all of that yourself. And I mean, that to put the closure on it, you know, it has to come from you. And I think that's where that we have this 10 of Wands, you know, it's like the work is not done yet. It's not done until you finish it, but you're right there. You're at the finish line. All you have to do is just cross it, just do a couple more steps and you're there and you're done. And this is what really is inviting you to do, is just like push through, find that strength, find that like drive that you know you have, that you know that you want to move forward, and you want to move forward to a better place. So, you know, what's a couple more steps, and you can take those steps. You can really do that and put that closure, and then end the things, the relationships that no longer work for you. Address the people and that talk shit about you, and address, like, if it's work environment, you know, make it known, but again, in a very professional manner, that you deserve more, that this is what you've been doing so far, these are responsibilities that you have, you know, and you've been doing that for so long, but there's no reward for it so far. So, like, you know, there has to be some sort of reimbursement for the work that you do, right? So also, don't be shy about asking for a raise. Don't be shy about asking for promotion if you think you deserve a promotion, but also make sure that you can prove that you have the backup to prove that you are deserving of that. Because you know, we can say a lot of things, but if we don't have proof, what's the point, right? So that said, you're at the finish line, Taurus. You know, we're ready to get into your season soon. So, sorry, I was hiccuping. Make those closures. Close those chapters that need to be ended. You know, make the changes that you need to change. So when you come into your season, your strength, and your power, and your beauty, and your creation, and your just, you know, raw power. So I'll leave you with that, Taurus, and I wish you a really great month. And if you like, and if this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in May. Bye, Taurus.